unfixed Nigeria today. As you all know that for a while now that we have had the issue of cash being scarce, and then the redesigning and all that, and for a while now a lot of things have happened, and Nigerians are crying, saying quite a lot of things, asking that the federal government should reverse that decision, particularly the CBN. So I have quite a lot of soundbite to play for you. So now we'll take a break, play some soundbite, and then when we come back, we go straight into the talking points.
Of the CBN Act 2007, all existing old 1,000 naira and 500 naira notes remain redeemable at CBN and designated points. Considering the health of our economy and the legacy we must bequeath to the next administration and future generations of Nigerians, I admonish every citizen to strive harder to make their deposits by taking advantage of the platforms and windows of the CBN. Let me assure Nigerians that our administration will continue to assess the implementation with a view to ensuring that Nigerians are not unnecessarily burdened. In this regard, the CBN shall ensure that new notes become more available and accessible to our citizens through the banks. I wish to once more appeal for your understanding till we overcome this difficult transient phase within the shortest possible time. Fellow citizens, on the 25th of February 2023, the nation will be electing a new president and National Assembly members. I am aware that this new monetary of the CBN Act 2007, all existing old 1,000 naira and 500 naira notes remain redeemable at CBN and designated points. Considering the health of our economy and the legacy we must bequeath to the next administration and future generations of Nigerians, I admonish every citizen to strive harder to make their deposits by taking advantage of the platforms and windows being provided by the CBN. Let me assure Nigerians that our administration will continue to assess the implementation with a view to ensuring that Nigerians are not unnecessarily burdened. In this regard, the CBN shall ensure that new notes become more available and accessible to our citizens through the banks. I wish to once more appeal for your understanding till we overcome this difficult transient phase within the shortest possible time. Fellow citizens, on the 25th of February 2023, the nation will be electing a new president and National Assembly members. I am aware that this new monetary
will affect the election because some people, when they didn't have cash, they won't come out for election.
I don't see people happy going out. This makes them to be more tired of democracy. So I don't see them participating. It will take more effort from political parties for them to get people out. So if I stay at home, I don't vote, I don't care this time around. I'm not getting much from this so-called democracy we have. The elite, I think elite are more, they feel more frustrated. So, and those that will vote, I think, will be those that voting is convenient for. For example, where I do vote is about 3-4 kilometers. So if I am to walk, trek, or get to that place, it means something must be driving me, which is missing this time around.
Because in a situation like this, government has to change, the denominations of Naira. It's not something that you just do sharp. At least it has to be spending. Like you'll be spending both the new and the old note. So by the time the old notes, we'll be going back to the bank. So bank will stop printing the old notes, then they'll be printing the new notes.
The Naira redesign ordinarily is more of a political game. And it's quite unfortunate because politicians, it appears to me, they don't care who suffers. So far, they achieve their own ends. For example, if I want to buy something worth 5,000 naira, will I go with 200 naira notes? It doesn't make sense. Why did we have other denominations in the first place? Confusing. I feel bad. I feel terrible being a Nigerian at this time. And I think I'm expecting more from government. There should be human face to everything they do. But unfortunately, that is missing.
What I feel about the extension of the 200 note, actually, I do not see a positive outcome that this might bring. I don't know the intention of the government, and I don't know why this is happening at this time, because many times in the past, similar situations about changing the currency has occurred, and then why this is such in the worst state as it is, the 200 naira extension, I do not think it can provide solution. It can't be the lasting solution, because we are in an unstable system of government.
Wow, you've all had the reactions there, and the speech of Mr. Khan that is by April, end of April, and then we'll go back to spending the new notes. I have in the studio, adjourned a suit filed by the governors challenging the new Naira to stay abide with the decision
of Nigeria is the apex court of the land. For the layman, it is the highest court of the land. That court is a question taking the bull by the horn by directing all parties, inclusive the federal government in this. However, I also know that the policy of the federal government run by the APC government is a policy the president or the presidency election will be witnessed in the year 20. Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari has laid emphasis on this on several occasions. And the introduction of the new Naira note as to new 200, new 500, and the new 1,000 has been a policy they have brought forth for so many months ago. So I'm not in support of the CBN disobeying the court order. But I also know that the CBN had given provisions for when these monies are to be returned, and in making it to the entire country, appealing to us to endure, and also saying that the 200 Naira notes, both old and new, will be legal tender until April 10th.
And that's for the 200 Naira.
Yes, the 200 Naira will be. Most of the critics of the bank MDs.
Okay, now,
if by any means those monies are given to these banks,
okay,
the banks will be able to distribute it through the ATMs.
Okay.
And this will go around the public and not to give it to individuals if that is the allegation and it is correct.
Now, Barrister Kanwa,
it is correct. Yes.
Barrister Kanwa, the talking point is cash scarcity, federal, state governments, judiciary, and the rule of law. That is the talking.
Selected. And the state governor gives orders contrary to the federal government policies. It is not a good. I'm in contact with yes, I was at the bank. I was given 5,000. I had to withdraw from a particular bank because I have 2-3 accounts there. I had to withdraw from my 2 accounts for 5,000.
You got 10,000?
I got 10,000. Then a friend was with me in that same bank, and the friend uses UB business. I could not. I had to transfer the 5,000 to my friend for helping me. So because these monies are not there, Nigerians are aggrieved.
Now,
they are saying they are
Mr. Kanwa, let's Mr. Kanwa,
boycotting the elections. Yes.
Please hold on. We have a caller.
Okay.
Hello. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Mr. Kanwa, please let's go. We lost the call.
The Nigerians are saying they are boycotting the elections. But Mr. President is telling us he wants to give us the best of election, the best of election that will not be bought with line of Mr. President. And my appeal again is to Central Bank of Nigeria. Since the 200 naira note, which is the old one, is still a legal tender, they would have circulated around. Let them print further new naira notes and also checkmate how the money to the effect that POS.
People are of the opinion that the new naira note policy is apart from the fact that it's untimely, the fact that you are now saying that the 500 and the 1000 naira note, old notes, cannot be spent is a bit political. Do you agree with that submission? Do you agree?
The federal government to court in order for them to hold the federal government ransom that employ these youths. None of them. I mean, now as an economist, because I have a degree in economics, if you look at what President Muhammadu Buhari is doing, despite the fact that I'm not a fan of him, it's a very, very good policy. I don't want to delve into that now because of time, but the lawlessness practiced by our governors, I mean, it's brewing anarchy.
Thank you, Timothy Eviemere. Thank you for your contribution. Mr. Akanwa, over to you. Timothy is saying, Mr. Akanwa.
Yes, I'm here, please.
Yes, Timothy is saying that if the state governors could go to court because of the naira scarcity, he is saying that he thinks that they should have also gone to court when the federal government was not providing enough jobs for the citizens.
Enough jobs
for the citizens.
Yes, you know, everybody seems to be complaining about the current. The current government.
Yeah.
That there are no opportunities, there is insecurity. Place an advertisement just for a little job. You will see 1,001 people come for it because there is joblessness in the society. Government has not done that. And that is why all Nigerians must get their PVC. And I'm happy that most Nigerians have gone to transfer their PVCs like I have done. I have moved out from where I used to live as at the last election to another apartment. In the new apartment I've moved to, I have gone and transferred my PVC from that former place to my new place. On Saturday, I must cast my vote to the best of candidates that I believe will deliver Nigeria.
Mr. Akawa,
it is the time. Deliver Nigeria.
Mr. Akawa,
it is the time. Yes,
Mr. Akawa, if I may ask you, there were speculations that even though the Supreme Court had given the order that everyone should stay put, but there are speculations. I want to confirm from you that even when you go to some courts to file cases, they don't even accept, particularly even at the Supreme Court, they do not even accept this ordinary note. Is that true?
Well, I have also heard that from the vineyards. And for other businesses.
Any of your colleagues, do they have that kind of experience?
I have not really got in contact with them, but I know the speculations and the statements. It's to the effect that even at the judiciary who made that order,
it's not even collecting.
They don't collect it. Well, let me tell you what. There is an order from Central Bank who governs the banks, who are the overseers of the banks. That order has been there for so many months ago, before the Supreme Court made their order they made. That it remains a legal tender. Then it stands legal tender. Then it stands. Don't forget that the FRSC in the past, I think lawyers went to court to challenge them on the new number plates. And the lawyers warned FRSC that even if you use the old plates in your vehicles, that those plates can still be used. And that is why today you go to so many places.
I think might happen if we have this kind of chaos, if we have this kind of the laws not being followed. What do you emphasize as we move close to the elections?
My prayer is that Nigeria will not disintegrate.
Amen.
My prayer is that Nigeria will continue to be united.
Amen.
Good things are not found or are not seen easily. Maybe we are heading now to get that Messiah who will liberate Nigeria from the
standing by the directive of Mr. President, and it is still following the directive of the CBN. And so all commercial banks should not collect the old note. And by the way, the Bankers Association is also asking its members to stay away from work from tomorrow.
Well, these are the problems that we have. You remember that this government have made series of policies that they somersaulted in. They don't think right first before making their policies, with due respect to the present government. That is why we are saying, I think that February 10th or thereabouts, that was when the giving of old notes will stop. I also, or handing of the old notes to the bank, to the commercial banks will stop. I also listened to news. I heard when CBN said by central bank governor, you can bring it to central bank. And I
at Marina rather. Yes.
Why will CBN not say, okay, if these people are still there, let us give extension of 2 or 5 days. Let them go to commercial banks. I heard it, and if you check it, all other parts.
No. The directive is even if you deposit with the CBN, you are not going to get the new notes. Your account will be credited after some details have been confirmed, and then the CBN will credit your account. That is the directive.
Yeah, the bank as it is. The bank, these commercial banks that we are banking with, we keep our money with them. You go to collect loan from them, they will charge you interest. This same bank that said we should continue to go cashless will still be debiting us of charges, of stamp duty, of other charges of making transfers. Sometimes you will transfer money, your money will not go to the direction you have directed it. The person you transfer the money will be worrying you that he has not seen the money. You have to go to the bank to apply, like I had incident.
I need you to hold your thought. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Fix Nigeria.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to Fix Nigeria.
Thank you. It seems to me this issue.
Your name and where you are calling from, please.
My name is Timothy.
Oh, it's still Timothy. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. It's like this issue is being overhyped because in advanced country you rarely see cash. In the United States of America, for a day, you can't hold 1,000 naira, a $1,000 cash. You'll be questioned. Once the money is over your day's pay, you'll be questioned. There are some, you walk into a mall, you want to buy your foodstuff, you pay with your card. The only thing that I see wrong in this issue is the upgrading of the networks of the banks. You do a transfer, it's hanging, it's pending, it's being reversed, it's not going through. That's the only thing. But making cash, if there's too much influx of cash in the economy, it brings inflation, it brings so lots of problems. People need to be educated on what the central bank have done. It's good, but they need to come out and educate the masses on the benefits of their policies. It's a very good policy. I don't understand why people are failing to see the benefits of this policy.
Thank you so much, Timothy. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the guest. Mr. Akanwa, over to you.
Yes, please. I never heard him.
Yeah, just go on with your thought.
Okay, my thought. I'm saying that the banks should be more proactive. The banks should do their jobs diligently. You have transfers made to you, you don't get the money for a purpose. The bank holds on to the money. You must go to the bank for you to reverse it at this time of computer age. Then you will make transfers to these banks when we are at the time of transfers and cashless. The bank will continue to debit you some 20-something naira or 50-something naira. It depends on the volume of money you transferred. The banks are making money, yet they are not in any way helping you to take the monies that are in your bank.
Now, Mr. Akanwa,
right.
Mr. Akanwa,
right. Nigerians are suffering.
I agree with you.
Yes,
I agree with you.
Enough, please.
I agree with you. Now, I want us to also look at some other aspect. The CBN said that some commercial banks are also sabotaging the whole process. There were reports of, I wouldn't want you to mention names of banks, but there were reports of some banks, stacking their ATM machines, with these new notes, with the plastic bags on the note. And you know that when you have the plastic bag on the note, the machines will not dispense. Don't you think that some of the banks are not also helping the whole process?
I totally agree with you, because any banker should be a professional. We know and also understand the operation of the ATM, and should also know that the ATM is meant for the public use. In putting money there, what the banker should always do is to ensure that the money dispenses to whoever. If the monies were not dispensing, the bank should be there and be proactive to ensure that the monies are out for use of the masses. I have been to so many banks. One of the banks I visited to use ATM to collect money, I was almost number 300. 200 and something was the number they gave to me. I could not wait. I had to leave there. And I was in suffering. So many Nigerians go to the banks. You see them morning till night. I've watched some video in social media. Some men will come, start cooking at the front of the bank. That's where they will take their lunch. That's where they will take their breakfast. Can we continue to suffer in this nation because of bad governance, because of bad leadership? Fuel we don't have, refinery we don't have, electricity we don't have. We don't have means of living. There is no fuel anywhere. There's no light. And you go to filling stations will not sell kerosene to you. They will not sell fuel to you in gallons. How do we survive? There's a policy that they must not sell in gallons. How will somebody who does not have light, how will this person preserve the house? How will the person preserve even hospitals and pharmacies? How will they preserve drugs that need to be used, light to please be patient? Go and vote for the credible candidate. That candidate, you know, that is truthful. That candidate,
and that's the candidate of their choice.
Corruption.
I hope you are not campaigning for any. I hope you are not candidating for anyone.
I've not mentioned anybody's name.
All right.
I've not mentioned any bank's name. I've not mentioned an individual's name. I'm saying I have my candidate at my heart. I have my candidate with my friends. I have my candidate with my ward. I have my candidate with those in my village. I've campaigned. They've all agreed. Even non-tribes have agreed with me to vote. In fact, when I ask them, they tell me that my candidate is their candidate. And there must be a change. There must be
You are saying that people should go out to vote. From the sound, we have another call. Please hold your thought. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Fix Nigeria. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Fix Nigeria. Some of the people that our reporter interviewed said that they might boycott the elections. In fact, one particular lady said that if she should see a politician at her doorstep that day asking her to come and vote, she would jump on the person. It's not being taken care of. Do you think that people would come out?
Make sure that her vote counts, that her yearnings will stop. Some countries have done it. They've gotten good leaders. They've gotten those who have them at heart. They've gotten policies changed. They've gotten a lot of things reversed for the citizens' good. That is the more reason I will appeal to her and the likes. Please come out and let your vote count. Please come out and vote that credible individual you think that does not have traces of corruption, that does not have traces of setbacks, that does not have traces of bad leadership. That individual, whoever you trust, that can deliver you. This is the more reason why you should come out and not stay indoors. And that is the reason why Nigerians have trooped out to go and cast their votes. To go and get their PVCs. And I tell you again, that is the more reason why INEC have stood firm to use the beavers. The beavers counted in so many states. The beavers I know will count. The mock test has been done and was approved. The beavers cannot fail. And that's why INEC has been saying, wherever you are, and citizens and civil societies have been saying, which I join them in saying, wherever you cast your vote, you want your vote to count, watch the beavers finish the election, stay, let the beavers transfer or transmit the results. Be sure that it transmitted what was equal, what you people voted. Also remain there to ensure that the beavers work and that the beavers was used. Before the election starts, make sure that the beavers, there's no single vote in the beavers, so that they will not have used people's votes to fill the beavers before you start voting. Look at the beavers machine.
And make sure it is blank.
It is blank. It is blank. Rigging is over. Election manipulation is over. Since nobody can snatch ballot box any longer, we are not in the era of ballot box. We are not in the era of incident forms and all these other things they write, manipulating results, writing and thumbprinting by themselves. or going to booths to say, come and take this money, while they will take picture of what you are doing. The police must do their work. The agencies of government must do their work and support this government to give us a credible election.
No, Mr. Kawa, from what you just said,
with their phone.
Yes, from what
snap pictures and come and show an agent who will give you 1,000 or 4,000 or any amount. That money will finish and you go back to the suffering.
Okay, Mr. Kanwa.
Yes,
I want to take you from your thought. You said that the issue of money sharing has come to a stop. That's what you believe in?
That's what I believe in.
Now,
and that's what I think this government has done now.
Has done,
by
yes,
making sure
successfully.
All those people who carried money, starch in their toilets, starch in their bedrooms, starch in gutters, and starch in everywhere, they must have brought them out. One of the things I had this in the social media, that in the north, some of these people who kidnaps, that they are now giving the monies to passengers, those traveling, they were servants, they are clean. They did not do anything. They saw Nigerians in anguish. They did not do anything. It has come to the time of politics. They are all rising, becoming the good Samaritan. No, like me, come and bribe me. I will tell you I don't need it. God will give me that.
You are a big man already, by the way.
I'm a big man. Yes, I don't need them. I don't need them. My late boss, they gave him appointment, gave him all kinds of things. He refused to take them. Ganifa Wemi. I'm sorry to point him.
That's fine. That's
my
fine.
late boss, I work with Ganifa Wemi. They gave him things. They gave him appointment. They made him a lot of things. He said, no way. Government cannot buy him over. Unfortunately, his kind is no more in this country.
Well, his kind is no more, but
which is why I've been saying all I've been saying.
To the citizens as we coast home towards the election.
Well, I thank God the election is by the corner. Today is the last weekend before the election. I want to thank INEC for standing reasons to try to remove him by all means. But I thank him, which is the INEC chief.
INEC chairman, yeah, Professor Mahmoud Yakub.
Yes, Professor Mahmoud. And fair election that we all let the votes count and let us have the credible election.
And let us fix Nigeria together.
Let us fix Nigeria together for the betterment of our children and unborn children. Then I appeal to the citizens, please be calm. Remain calm. The voting units are very close to us. Despite the hardship, despite the odds, Nigeria will get better again.
Thank you, Mr. Kanwa, for being part of Fix Nigeria today. Mr. Kanwa is barrister at law and human rights lawyer. Today, he has been able to do justice to the topic cash scarcity, federal, state governments, judiciary, and the rule of law. Mr. Kanwa, I hope you will join us on Fix Nigeria today. My name is Abimbola Adebayo. Please join me tomorrow on Black Coffee.
Someday we would say